All right. Welcome, everybody, to another wonderful day of all things Protoss Team League action. It is me, Gemini, and I'm going to be talking to you about all of the games. It's going to be great. It's going to be epic. It's going to be fun. It's going to be cool. It's going to be excellent. It's going to be wonderful. I didn't make the fucking graphic. It was Heroku, and he said that if there was a problem, you needed to tell him, and no one told him then, so don't blame me. So yes, we are here. It's going to be great. Yesterday we had a couple of pretty fun and entertaining matches, if I have to say so myself, so that was always very nice.
Fuck you, Gemini.
Thank you very much, Twitch viewer, for subscribing for 6 months in advance. What does that mean? Does that mean like you subbed for 6 months all at once? Is that how that works? Shit, thank you, man. Always appreciated. 27 months in total is incredibly based. That might be the longest of anyone, honestly. It's discounted? Wait, what? Really? Holy shit, should I just be doing that with all my subs? Oh my god, how much is the discount? Oh my goodness. Oh my god, what the hell? I had no idea I need to do that with all my subs. What the hell? Holy shit. Anyways, but yes, welcome everybody. We're gonna have a great match to do a little summary of yesterday. If you want to know the results, I will tell it to you right now. However, if you don't want to know the results and would rather look at the VOD, which is up on the VOD channel, then mute the stream. Don't look for a little bit. Ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Shkaboop. Okay. Yesterday we had 2 excellent matches. We had the Gooners going against the Goobers, and the Gooners outgooned the Goobs, and the Goobs have been gooned, and they are at the bottom. So yeah, the Gooners won. It was a pretty back and, well, actually it wasn't really, it was sort of back and forth for a little bit, and then it wasn't. And then Yorbro Chris kind of dicked all over Lilypad. I was actually surprised about it. I was not, wait, Lilypad's British? I had no idea. So yeah, it was actually a pretty good win for the Gooners. And then we also had Smurf Time going against Cinque de Formaggi. And Cinque de Formaggi got absolutely blasted. However, Lorimbo was there, and so it made it entertaining. Baby Marine was the only one that actually won a map. Right? Or did Lorimbo? No. Yeah, Lorimbo didn't win either. Yeah, Baby Marine was the only one that won a map. So that was pretty cool. And, yeah, it was not really anything super crazy, although some of the games were pretty meme. And Lorimbo's commentary of the games was quite entertaining, if I have to say so myself. So, yeah, worth checking out. It is worth checking out to see what happened with that. So, yeah, we're going to be going into our series today. It's going to be super sick. OnlyCannons going to be going against NoMonkeMagic. I am excited to see the type of memes that we are going to have in store today. And, of course, joining me on the analyst desk as well is going to be 2 champions and legends of the internet as well. One of which being a Big Brain Bouts champion, and the other being an All Things Protoss show match, grudge match champion. We have Revo and Deadly Kitten joining on the desk. Hello, you two. How are we doing?
Hello, hello. Doing well.
Excellent.
Hello. All's good in my hood.
That's awesome. I'm glad that the American slang has reached Finland. That's excellent. Welcome to the desk, Revo, by the way. First time this season. Hello, hello. I hope you're enjoying the season so far. How are you liking the games and everything?
The games have been pretty good, of course, and I'm enjoying myself over here as well. It's nice to get for the first time over here to talk with these wonderful gentlemen. like you and Deadly Kitten.
That's so nice. Oh my god. Interestingly enough, as well, you're on Larimbo's team, right? Revo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Larimbo said that you are like the only one. He basically said that you're like the only normal person on the team, and that you would deserve like actual normal introductions and everything, because you're never going to the gulag. What is your opinion about Larimbo's thoughts about you, and also the fact that everyone else in your team, including Larimbo, is in the gulag?
It's actually quite interesting because I think I'm not the least normal person because I'm Finnish and I'm positive. Those two don't go together. So I'm equally weird as the rest of our team.
Has Larimbo's team won a map yet?
Oh yeah, they did. They won they went 5-1 in the first week.
Oh really?
No, it was 4-2.
No, it was 5-1.
I got 2-0.
No, I'm pretty sure it has to be 4-2 because Arkin
what?
lost at least one game.
Oh, was it? I could have sworn
And
they got
won,
yeah,
yeah.
whatever. Anyways, whatever. They won. They did win.
But I'm also pretty happy that my team satisfied with myself as well.
Nice. Yeah, that's good. I mean, you also coming off of that BBB win was pretty impressive, going over Smurfco as well. So you kind of crowned yourself for momentarily as like the Pool 4 champ, it seemed like. So that must have felt pretty good too, I guess.
I gotta say, after the last season finals, which I played under Fever, by the way, and I got 1-1, I was pretty happy with that, but going 3-0. So in VBB, I was like, what? What happened?
Yeah. What did you think when he left the last game?
I mean, I think Takua felt sorry for me for living in Finland, but we have this long winter, so he was like, okay, you need the extra dose to actually survive this winter. That's what I think happened.
Very Smurfco always being extremely kind to all of the other community members and thinking of their life first. I do appreciate that. Anyways, hi Deadly Kitten, welcome back to the analyst desk. How have your replays been going?
Actually, I would let you know, I actually won 5 PVCs in a row the other day. Which is
I'm
unheard of.
blown away.
Unheard of. Yeah, and I finally I even 2-0'd a guy who I was previously 0-17 against in PVC.
0-17. Holy shit.
Yeah, and I finally
Holy
broke
shit.
the streak, so now it's
That's nice.
2-17, so I have a far way to go to get back to like an
How
even
did you
score,
even
but-
know that?
No, I have a spreadsheet. For my frequent opponents.
Going full printf?
Yeah. I mostly have these angry notes about how broken Zerg is.
Oh god, dude, I can't imagine the shit that you post in the server. I can't imagine what actually stays on the fucking on the spreadsheet and doesn't make it into the server. Jesus Christ.
No, but I have some commentary on the games and.
We were worried about Larimbo's slur list. I'm very concerned about what's on that spreadsheet.
No. There's nothing that bad. Just random thoughts about Zerg.
Okay.
Mostly, but I'm happy with my PvC improving somewhat. It's Zerg is still broken. I'm happy to see that there's no Zerg players playing today. So there should be fair and balanced matchups.
That's excellent.
DK, let's keep that kind of source streaming closed.
Yes.
Also, really quickly, because Arden didn't see my message in chat before, Arden, I asked if you could do not a poll for the entire match, but for the individual best of twos. So if you could do that, I would love it. Thank you. Anyways,
we're gonna have a live game today.
Well, we are. Yes, we are. But also, I mean, I just wanted the predictions to be in between each one, regardless.
Lovely.
But there will be one live match, yes. Assuming, well, they could also be an ace match because we don't know yet. But anyway, so the matches will be. People don't vote when we do that. Well, do it anyways. Sorry, the matches are going to be Rake versus Kneehead, who is actually playing Protoss because Heroku messed up and that logo was wrong. And then we have Aluton versus Ledalix, and then we have Adamin versus Cognite. So a wonderful PvP day. We are absolutely loving that. So very excited to see just nonstop PvPs in the All Things Protoss Team League. Wow, what a surprise. This doesn't normally happen, everybody. If you're just tuning in for the first time, this is not normal, but despite the name. So anyways, Revo, do you have any thoughts, any match that you're looking forward to the most, any prediction? What are you thinking?
Okay, actually, I've written down so many notes for today's matchups.
Oh, prepared?
Okay,
On the ATL
yeah.
analyst desk? Oh, unheard of.
I mean, of course, if I get invited, I have to do my job properly.
Dude, Revo is the god.
So-
He is the god of this fucking server. Oh my god.
Alright, so I'm predicting. Actually, I'm gonna say for the last. But I'm kinda. How to say it? I have low expectations on Aluton's team.
Oh,
Because considering that the team took 2 weeks to get a logo
I was
and
gonna
to pick
say
a
this.
name,
Oh, so funny.
and it came from the community.
Oh.
Can you imagine that for the players to be like, okay, we got our name and logo delegated to other members of community. Are the other players also gonna win the games for us? That's a good question in my opinion.
It's
So
worth thinking
today we're
about.
gonna be seeing if it's gonna be no monkey magic or no monkey business. But I predict 4-2 to OnlyCannons. 1-1 Reikos Need. Allu is gonna 2-0 Letalex because I trust on Auto's PvP. And Adam is gonna go 1-1 against Cognite.
Shit. Alright. A very bold prediction, I'm not gonna lie. So either they are, despite being awful at creating logos on time, they will actually still get the win you're predicting, so that's interesting. Deadly Kitten, what is your overall expectation coming into this?
I did not know that Kneehead was Protoss. I thought it was Terran.
Yeah, he's both, but
yeah,
he's playing
I
Terran.
think him being Protoss,
I mean Protoss,
gives
sorry.
Drake a better shot. He's likely to cannon rush, and I think it's better in PvP. So I think it's gonna be 5-1 to OnlyCannons.
Whoa.
This is my prediction. I do not know too much about any of the players on NoMonkeMagic, but I think 4-2 or 5-1 is my bet. If I had to put one down, I would say 5-1.
Is there any team that you guys think could 6-0?
Our team.
No, I mean in this match.
Oh no, they are not capable.
No, it's not gonna be a sweep whatsoever.
No, they don't have the potential for a sweep.
I see. Okay, interesting. Sorry. We're getting these players' colors correct. Okay, so we're getting some 4-2 or 5-1 predictions here. It seems like no ace matches predicted either from you two here. Deadlykin, you don't expect any sort of ace match shenanigans happening?
I do not see this. I think it's very hard for this to go free. I believe strongly in Aluton. He's PvP GOAT. And
Yeah, Allu's the GOAT in PvP.
That is true.
yeah. He goes into Phoenix War or some shit. I think he will win for sure. I have high hopes in Aluton's ability to 2-0 at least.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rake should be able to get it done with cannons and other terrible things.
I'm really excited for this first match. Yeah, I really want to see this Rake bullshit.
Yeah, I cannot imagine what he has cooked up from disgusting things.
Yeah, the thing is also is that Kneehead is also kind of like if it's not a normal game, he gets mega tilted. So I'm very curious what's gonna happen here. I remember I literally just did like an Immortal Glaive all in versus him, and he wanted to shoot himself. I swear, he was like he's like, oh my god, fuck this matchup. Like, it's so funny. So I can't imagine the reaction to whatever Rake is gonna have in store, because God knows he does worse than Immortal Glaive all ins. Anyways. All right, thank you guys for your wonderful thoughts. We'll be back with you at the end of the match to conclude everything. So yeah, sit tight, enjoy the clown fiesta, and we'll see you guys back in a bit. All right, they didn't say anything. That's totally fine. All right. Anyways, let's get going here. We are jumping into the first match of the day. It is going to be Rake against Kneehead. Rake being Protoss, Kneehead also being Protoss. As I just wait for them to say they're ready, and they are. Holy moly, we can do it. I am extremely excited for more epic ATL action. Whoop. Nice. There you go. Excellent. All right. And here we are in the first map of El Dorado, spawning on the right-hand side, playing for NoMonkeMagic. It is the red Protoss Kneehead with an extremely strange name that I don't quite understand. And on the left-hand side, playing for OnlyCannons. I don't know why I keep saying no cannons. OnlyCannons. We'll see if he does, in fact, make cannons today. It is Rake, sporting the Brood War Protoss Nexus. I kind of like that. We'll not be going for a cannon rushing game number 1. So we'll be doing something slightly more normal. So it's a bit unfortunate, to be honest, that we are on the team. We are watching the first match of OnlyCannons, and the first game of that first match is involving 0 cannons. So I am only slightly disappointed, as I feel this is a little bit of false advertising on their part. I feel like we need to, yeah, I think, yeah, exactly. We need a gulag sentence, I think. I believe Rake is sentenced to the gulag for not building cannons. He will be just going for a 1-gate expand with a Cyber first versus Kneehead's Nexus first with a low ground wall off and everything. So we'll see what exactly Rake is. Oh my god, no way is he gonna go take the 3rd base, right? No way he does that. What is he doing with this probe? He's trying to like mind game? He's going for the Stargate, as what I expected. And there's the pylon block as well. That's going to be extremely frustrating, and the probe will get back in. And we'll see. Oh my god, no way does he do. Dude, that's so funny. No way does it work. He puts the robo down in his face to make it so the probe doesn't go for the Stargate full scout. That's insane. There's. Oh, the Stalker! What? What? What?
Our pylon is under attack.
Why is the probe still alive in the base? Why did the Stalker... He had it. He had the fucking mind game. Oh my god. Rake with the... Oh. Highest Protoss awareness level. Jesus Christ. Damn, he really had... He had him. It was so sold. Well, he's gonna go for a second Stargate for Phoenix Wars anyways. Wait, what? Second Stargate on 1 base? Oh my god. No working. What am I looking at? What is this? Alright, we're gonna get the lift on the Adept. That's actually pretty crucial, because that's gonna allow the... That's gonna deny the scouting. It's actually really important. That's actually massively important. But what the... How can we can't produce out of 2 Stargates on 1 base? How many Phoenix do we have? It's 2 and 2. Yeah. This is equal units, and we've just already lost the Phoenix War because we just took damage on our feet. And now we're just gonna sit them there. The game's over. What? The game's over. Wow, that was sick. Well. Yeah, that was something. This is the worst game in the history of ATL. I honestly think I agree. I actually cannot think. I'm trying to think of a worse game. I'm like, my brain is going back to like a few of the Xenodactyl cannon rushes that were just some of the most insane cannon rushes I've ever seen. But this was just... Wow, that was awesome. All right, well, let's hope that Rake recovers a little bit from whatever that was, because I'm really unsure of what just happened. He had the mind game sunk down. Actually, I'm trying to even think what the mind game was. Shouldn't he have put a Twilight down? Because like it was going to be a Stargate regardless out of Kneehead. And if he sees a Robo, he's going to be more inclined to go Phoenix anyways, right? So faking a Robo while just going Phoenix yourself anyways doesn't feel like it accomplishes anything. Unless he, I mean, okay, so I guess the point is that there was no Nexus. The point is that there was no Nexus, so I guess the fast Robo would scare him into going Void Rays. I think that was probably the play. That was probably the attempted mind game. So I guess that probably still would have worked, actually, if he still killed the probe with the Stalker. And we are yet again in another game with no Forge. We have 0 Forge from the OnlyCannons team. As on the bottom left-hand side, we do have Rake, and the top right-hand side, we have Kneehead. Alright, it's going to be a 1-gate expand yet again from Rake, or at least the setup for what that would be, because he definitely did not do that last game. Is Kneehead Hungarian? I don't know. I can check. Yes, he is. He is indeed Hungarian. Alright, there's the Zealot, so that's going to make it much easier to actually take the Nexus this time, as he did skip that in the previous game. He's going... What the fuck? Wait, was this the plan all along? Was he going to just do that anyways the first game? Is he... What? Okay. Was it not a mind game this entire time? Oh, the probe. Oh, almost gets the body block. Anyways, we're going to get a 2-gate opener this time from Kneehead, as it's not actually a 1-gate map. Normally, that is. And so that means this Hallucination Scout's going to get nice and early, and it will actually see the Stargate Robo opener. Very curious as to what this will be. Because we're going Oracle. It's not. I was going to say, is this just like a Roddy shit? We're just going to go Phoenix Immortal, but not even that. We're going Oracle Observer, by the way. Why do we need both of them? What? Why do we need an Oracle and an Observer? This is the clowniest shit I have ever seen. Oh my god. Oh my god! Please do not lose that sentry to a Zealot. Jesus, okay. Force Field also exists, Kneehead. You could have literally just placed one right here, and the Zealot is a melee unit and would have not been able to do anything. No, he's gonna go! Oh, shit! That was kind of based. Oh my god, and there's no battery, despite we have... I can't talk. I'm so flabbergasted. We had an early scout. We scouted the Oracle from the beginning. We have no battery in time. Our Stasis Ward is, oh my god, almost going to spell the end of our... wait, Oracle, but it doesn't even hit anything. Oh my god, what is this game? Oh, this is ridiculous. All right, we're going Immortals now as Rake. Rake literally just has an Observer and an Oracle as his entire army. If Nehead had done even the slightest bit of aggression ever, I'm pretty sure Rake would have died. Alright, there we go. Stasis Ward is for vision. Oh, I lose the Oracle! What the fuck? Oh. The Stasis is for vision. That's so fucking funny. That's actually a hilarious thing to say. I don't know why Nehead hasn't just triggered it. Does he know that it's there? Surely he knows it's there, right? Because, I mean, that is true. It is giving him vision. He can actually see the Twilight. That would be insane if he built something. It's going to be a proxied gateway. Oh my god, he's going carrier. This is so cursed. How much APM? Let's do an APM bet. You guys ready in chat? Guys, guess Rake's APM. Oh my god, it's a mothership. Alright. Here we go. Boop. It was at 0 for us. 1 second. That was so funny. 176. Revo being based as usual, getting close as possible. Or getting closest of everybody. Yeah, honestly, if the mothership gets out, I think this is actually not bad. The problem, of course, is the blink into the main that is the problem. However, I don't think the mothership is even going to get out either. I mean, we see this massive setup at the front and then nothing in the main. We just blink up here as Rake. I mean, Nehead, I mean. And it's not even going to get scouted. I mean, 3 Immortals, though, and the mothership is out. We don't have detection. So yeah, we can just go ahead and go for that. I disagree with jumping on the mothership. Thank you very much, Alex, for the gift sub, I should say. Sorry, to Wingent. Wingent. I don't know why that's a hard name to say. I've never said that out loud before. Only in my head. I don't know why we're going in like this as Nehead. This is so YOLO. Getting the carrier is actually sick. I can't believe he gets that. Okay, now I think we do have enough, although the cloaking field being up again makes this annoying. We have a... Oh, he's going straight into Stargate for Tempest, but he's only on 1 Stargate. That feels bad. I feel like this should just be a mass playing Stalker game, not a fast transition to Stargate. We still don't have detection. We don't have a building that can make mobile detection. But he's going to go straight into the fleet. I don't know why we're not just making a robo. Oh my god, we're recalling because we're getting recalled on. This is a moment. Holy shit. Did the recall not get everything? Is this all that is here? What the fuck? It's the 1 carrier, 3 immortal offensive recall at 8:30 in the game. And the mothership's dead. Alright. Well, that was something. I feel like that was literally the only play that instantly loses Rake the game. I feel like he's kind of cooking. If he just sits on his ass and just masses carriers and hopes that his opponent like suicides, like that's the whole strat, isn't it? You just like hope that the opponent suicides things into you. Like you can't go aggressive with that. You have no units. The whole point is that you have a giant defensive setup. I wholeheartedly disagree with this attack as well. I don't see what we're supposed to accomplish attacking into 50 cannons and batteries and immortals. As now the free carrier run by also is going to potentially do some damage, but is still extremely under threat to a massive Stalker Warpin, and Rake knows it and leaves the game. One of the series of all time of the ATL. I have 0 words. That was incredible. Nice. That was pretty sick. That was definitely one for the history books. Because I need to switch my server really quick so I can get all the replays, because I accidentally saved them on the wrong server. Oh, that's so fucking good. That is so perfect. That is insane. I love like the stretching, like the way it's boxed in or whatever is so makes it so much funnier as well. Oh, that's excellent. That's so fucking funny. Anyways, we're going to get into the next game. Which is going to be Aluton versus Letalix. Is it Letalix or is it Let Alex? I actually don't know. Because in my head, I always was reading it as Let Alex. It's actually Let Alex? No way. But no pause between Let Alex. Let Alex. Let Alex. Let Alex sounds so much cooler. I'm just going to be honest. Let Alex sounds so much cooler. Because I was in my head, I was always saying Let Alex. And I was like, that's an interesting name. And then I just said it out loud the first time, just that before. I was like, Let Alex. I was like, oh, that's actually a pretty cool sounding name. I actually kind of like that. But now you're saying it's Let Alex. And now I'm like, I think you should reconsider. Anyways, on the top right-hand side, playing for NoMonkeMagic, it is the captain of the team, as this is the captain's match. It is Mr. Letalix, who I am now commandeering his name and specifically calling him that. And on the bottom left-hand side, doing what the OnlyCannons team is actually advertised to do. With a forge, it is Aluton going for a cannon rush, nice and early. All right, let's see how this one goes. As Letalix is pretty aware of what might be happening here with his nice gateway positioning, making it difficult for Aluton to actually go for a wall off, and we'll be patrolling probes around as well. Where is that cannon? Oh, it's on the low ground. Has a little bit of a cheeky spot here, making it so not many probes could go for it, but it's actually a distraction to get the cage in the back. 4 pylons up. Will this succeed? The Zealot will be out relatively soon. There's actually... Okay, I feel like we could get more probes on this top pylon here. Oh my god, Aluton is using the wrong probe to make the cannon. Oh, that might cost him, to be honest. That could cost him. However, he really needs to get this block up, and he will do so. Still possible to be attacked, actually. Down here, everything's been canceled, but the pylons are honestly going to die. Then we can get on top of the cannon, which has not finished yet, which it would have. It would have finished earlier. Will it be enough to kill the Zealot? It looks like it will be able to actually... No, it won't! Or it will, but not... but the cannon dies anyways. GG. I'm so bad at calling cannon rushes, dude. I have no fucking idea. Even when I'm playing myself, I'm just like, am I holding this game? It's like I'm completely clueless. It's like I'm doing all the correct things and I'm playing how I should be, and the entire time I have no idea if I'm going to win. Where's the music? What the hell? There's no music that whole time? I really wonder if the cannon was made on time, how that affects things. Because that was like a decent delay. That was like at least like 3 seconds. That's a lot more shots that it can get off on probes to possibly keep it alive. We're starting the prediction now? Like, while the first game is already over? Hello? Mods in my chat? Also, yes, walling it correctly would have also helped. You're correct. Surprisingly, Letolix is actually just going to expand. And go Stargate as a response. That's interesting. I feel like anytime I defend a cannon rush, I'm just going fucking 3-gate Immortal, dude. Or 3-gate Prism. I'm just dropping them in the back of their base and they're dying. I'm not letting them get away with this garbage. Are you kidding me? There's nothing here to defend. Don't tell me this ends up being a macro game. Why is Letolix just, like, not done anything? Why do... Okay. We get, like, a perfect hold on the cannon rush. Our Cyber is totally... We are going double Stargate. What is the obsession with Phoenixes with these players today? Is Allerton winning? Allerton's winning. After an extremely awfully failed cannon rush that wasted over 1,000 minerals and killed literally a Zealot and a probe, Allerton is now ahead. This Oracle won't do anything, but that's fine. It's double Stargate Phoenix against Blink. As long as we can get a couple more gateways up. Then we're just totally fine. So he's gonna lose some probes. That's the one thing. He will lose some probes here because he just doesn't have the Stalker camp to deal with this many Phoenix just yet. However, nice positioning here. We'll be able to almost dissuade. Although it gets a good amount of hull damage. Only 2 probes dead so far. This is still totally fine. We haven't started Blink yet. For some reason. There we go. The third bases, again in favor of Allerton, just a smidge. Goes in with the Oracle. I love the sneak around. I love this attempt. And Letolix is completely unaware that this is happening, despite it being in his base for like 5 years. So the trade of probes happens. Losing the Oracle. No, he's not. He's going to keep it alive, but loses some Phoenix on the other end while trading equal amounts of probes. Allerton is totally in this game. He's winning. This is insane. The Phoenix will not find the Oracle. So this has more opportunities to come back later. What a ridiculous game. I don't know what to say, I'll be honest. Also, the minimap is extremely, excuse me, extremely disorienting, because it looks like Letalix is just unashamedly map hacking. If you look at the way the thing, because Allerton is the red square, not the blue one. It really just looks like Letalix is just full-on map hacking right now, just constantly looking all over Allerton's fucking bases. But Allerton is actually the red square, and Letalix is the blue one. So don't be fooled by that. Nice little block here, I like that. I mean, this is a lot of Phoenix that have done not very much. And to be fair, I guess we did lose quite a few probes towards the end somewhere. I'm not sure actually where those probes died. But regardless, we have a lot of Gatois being made now by Allerton and a lot of Stockies. And this is quite a few Blink Stocky boys, and not very much on the defensive. The Phoenix are a little bit out of position. No jump just yet, but jumping right as the Phoenix arrive. A bit of an anti-timing for Allerton, as the force fields also will segment this army, as half of it is lifted by the Phoenix. However, that is a large amount of the lifts. There's almost no lifts now from Letalix. Unfortunately, lifting maybe too many units at once instead of letting some of the Phoenix actually kill the ones that were lifted. So that does give Allerton some amount of breathing room to wiggle out a win. Oh my god, the Stasis Wards could be absolutely massive as well if they're not being paid attention to. However, there is a whatever you call it, an observer, so that's actually totally fine. So we should not be running into those Stasis Wards. Allerton is probing behind this as well. Letalix thinks he's fully all in, I believe, so he's stopped his probes and is on full double immortal production. But Allerton is now evened back up on the worker count and is even positioning to take a 4th base as he tries to contain his opponent on 3. Nice focus fire on the Phoenix. I feel like this position is just so difficult for Letalix to actually attack into, because our ground army is not exactly. I mean, I guess with these next 2 Immortals coming in, it does actually beef it up quite a bit. So never mind. I think we can now kind of start to push this back, to start lifting and pushing. Oh my god, what the fuck? Blinking forward into 50 Immortals. Allerton, a bit of a questionable decision there. Loses quite a few of his Stalkers. We'll start to plummet down in supply after that, as the Stasis Wards will start to get killed off now that our vision is fully in control. We did lose a couple of Immortals as Letalix, so that's a little bit of a nuisance. However, I think overall, he'll be happy with that trade and definitely happy with at least pushing this off. Double Adept attack is a nice try, but a bit too in the face. Allerton fully aware. But I really like this double Immortal production, I'm not going to lie. I'm a big fan. I would also be a big fan of a +2 weapons upgrade being researched by Letalix, but unfortunately not. Nice whatever you call it. And now the Phoenix get unleashed yet again, and this is where they start to get a bit annoying. Did he just target his own probe there? Oh, yeah, that's true. There's no Twilight. That's funny. That was a big amount of damage. 13 probes getting killed off. We are on 4 bases as Allerton. However, that probe count is going to be extremely annoying to deal with. And the Phoenixes are still around, so they could always just go back and do that at any point. And a Colossus transition. I don't actually mind it. Because Letalix is kind of just assuming that we're going to be going into a bunch of Zealots as Allerton, since we're just spamming Immortals and Phoenix. Which is the correct thing to do, I think. So I kind of actually like the Colossus play. And also, since we already have Phoenixes, It's going to be a little awkward to control the main army, Phoenixes, and Disruptors all together correctly. So just letting the Colossi just build up and just be there, dealing constant damage. I think I kind of like it. Considering we also already have a shit ton of Immortals, which are going to be very good versus the Stalkers. I actually like this decision a lot by Letalix, who I'm going to continue calling with that pronunciation because I think it sounds way cooler. Phoenixes dive back in, third base completely exposed. Blink forward, not really actually getting under everything. And the Stalkers are going to run away, which just allows the Phoenix to continue going in the main. And a recall to get everything back in time. And I don't think this is a position that Allerton can actually break. He's got a worse army, to be fair. This army is not looking very good against a million Immortals. And now a couple of Colossi as well. Oh, I didn't update. I'm so sorry. I just totally didn't update this whole time. Why has no one mentioned this to me until just now? Chat, you guys suck. Allerton's probing is pretty good, so even though he's lost a million probes this game, he has been very good at remaking them and getting his economy back every single time it dies. However, that is so many resources that he's had to invest in rebuilding his economy over and over again that it's made him quite weak on the army front. I mean, this army is just disgusting. We really need... we need disruptors, honestly, as Allerton. But we have still Phoenix on the map. It's going to be hard to get a shit ton of disruptors out. Because, like, if we just get a bunch of disruptors and just land them all on the fucking Immortals and Colossi, like, this is just over. But the problem, of course, is then the Phoenix. But I would honestly like that, although, oh, Tempest could be a play. Tempest could also be a play here. But I feel like there's no time to do this. Letalix, with a massive army, can easily just walk across the map at any point, which then leaves Allerton with only one choice, which is a base trade. And I think it's something that he really should be considering at this point, because there's absolutely no way he can fight this army. A base trade is the only way that he finds a win in this game. He has 0 time to go for the Tempest transition. He has 0 time to go for disruptors. He cannot fight the army. Allerton realizes it and starts to go on the aggressive on the other side of the map. We are in a full base trade situation, but unfortunately for Allerton... Oh my god, it's actually a recall. Never mind. This is actually great for Allerton. Not what he expected, most likely. I imagine he expected this to be just a full commitment. So now Tempest are on the production tab, and we're going to be getting a few of them out. This is now starting to swing a little bit in favor of Allerton. If we can start to just get a couple of rounds of Tempests, I am seeing a world where he can still win this game. The bank from Letalix is the problem, though. It's just gargantuan at this point. 10 gateways as well. So it's not even like he's just kind of rooted in Stargate and Robotech production. He is going to be able to remax with the gateways as well. Killing off these Phoenix is massive as well. He needs to be very careful, Letalix, that is. Because if he actually bleeds these out, there's going to be nothing that can actually get on top of the Tempest. Not really even get on top. You don't really want them to be on top of the Tempest. It's more that you just want them to soak the shots. Because if the Phoenix are there in front of the Colossi, then that means the Phoenix are going to start getting targeted just naturally, unless Allerton's target fire is on point. Which, to be honest, let's be real. These are Protoss players. It's probably not going to be, but that's fine. So let's see what the reaction is from Letalix once he sees these Tempests enter the field. As I just said, we are attacking the Phoenix with the Tempest instead of the Colossi, as I predicted. So we need to be very careful with, as Allerton, to target fire the correct units. But he will back up for now. 2 more Tempests about to hit the field. We are getting in one-shot range on these Colossi. I believe we already are. I'm actually not quite sure how many Tempests it takes to one-shot a Colossus. This is a situation that I've not had to think about since Heart of the Swarm. And yeah, that is about how that's supposed to go. Gotta keep these Tempests alive, and the Blinked Stalkers will be able to do just that. Massive Zealot on Zealot action on the right-hand side. Close your eyes. It's about to get dirty. Surprisingly, with all of this, I mean, Ledolix's army, or Ledolix's upgrades are actually better. It doesn't feel like they should be, but they are. And now Alatin's in a pretty awkward spot, because this is a pretty large force to try and defend against. It is primarily Stalkers, though, so that does mean that a Zealot Warp-In will be pretty lethal if we can just get enough Zealots. And now Ledolix is the one that's feeling a little bit pressure. This is not really a situation where he can actually take these fights anymore, so he is the one that is now having to force the base trade. Alatin needs to be careful. He needs to make sure these Tempests can just shoot freely. Although getting blinked under needs to move these Tempests back to a position where they can actually rain down fire onto the Colossi and Immortals, but they're not going to be able to. Plummeting in supply is a Luton, as he's also unable to defend his base on the bottom side as the Blink Stalker Warp-Ins from Ledolix continue. And it seems as though Ledolix has allowed just enough amount of chaos to distract Alatin long enough to finally get a convincing win on the army. And let's just remember that this game started with a fucking shitty-ass failed cannon rush. We are now on... How many Archons is this? We have 8 Archons, is basically our whole army as Alatin. We are entering the Cope Zone. However, I did find this game extremely entertaining, so I will give it a pass for now. Started with a well-executed cannon pressure build. True. Very good point. Dude, I want to see the Archons kill the probe so bad. Oh, and Alatin knows it too! Get the focus fire! No! Oh, I wanted to see it so bad. We got one little juicy shot. Alright, so yeah, we're in a base trade, but there's no way this gets close whatsoever. Alatin not even with detection on the map, as now just DTs are going to win the game, and Alatin realizes it, and a GG will be played. Wow. A very entertaining first map of our captain's match. Starting off with a cannon rush, ending with a 20-minute macro game. Not what I expected. I still cannot believe that it actually ended up going that distance. That makes no sense whatsoever. So yeah. That means Ledolix putting his team one game away from winning everything in this match. Unless this man on the top right-hand side has anything to say about it, it is spawning for OnlyCannons, the only member so far to make cannons, and it looks like he's going to try to go for it again. It is none other than Alatin. And on the bottom left-hand side, with a very good defense and then a very wonky mid-game that eventually grinded it out, it is Ledolix. As another Forge has hit the series. What will happen this time? Ledolix going for a little bit of a scout. Alatin trying to time up these probes to make it look natural. However, the second one on the middle of the map gets scouted anyway, so nothing is going to be tricky here. As Ledolix is fully aware, Alatin completely fucks up the attempted cage, and now is going to be in a bit of a panic mode and trying to do something with this. We'll get 2 of the 3 pylons up, and we'll keep this probe on the right side alive. So could still make a cannon on the low ground, which is not being blocked whatsoever. So this is getting potentially scary for Ledalix. Oh, and there's the full wall, but we're going to not even lose the probe. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh my god, Alton being insanely greedy. Oh my god, he suicides the probe to get the full block, as that actually wasn't full already. So now the Zealot, forced to stay on the high ground, will not be able to kill this cannon, but the cannon can actually reach. Oh, uh-oh. Alright, things are going to get a little awkward, but... Oh no, we lost our probe in the main, and then we got walled out. Oh no, Allerton. Oh, we were cooking. But then Ledalix forgot his second pylon. Wait, what? Oh, he kills his own probe to make the Stalker half a second before the pylon finished anyways. Well, yeah, okay. Transition time. Damn, these have been some interesting games today, huh? This is really what an all PvP series is meant to look like. Pressure successful. He definitely did feel pressured, I would say, for at least a short period of time. What's Alton gonna do next with this probe? Okay, there's the robo response. I kind of like that. All right, chat, what is the prediction? How long does this game go? Everyone put a guess in chat. Everyone vote. When does this game end? Obviously, Alton and Ledalix are banned from participating in this competition. We have killed a pylon. What have we lost? All right, well, we lost way less resources this time compared to last game. And the last game, well, we're going to lose a little bit more, but still not nearly as much as what we did last game. And last game ended up being way more macro oriented than I expected. So surely that means this game's going 30 minutes, right? Just kidding. There's a warp prism on the map, or about to be at least. And this is the type of response I much more prefer. However, it's still not 3 gateways, and it's not going to be in timed with the warp gate, so it looks like it's actually just going to be a little bit of pressure. I mean, Alton can't even defend his now against these 3 stalkers. Battery's going to get killed off. Ledalix, hello? Why didn't we just kill the battery first? What? Okay, well, Ledalix found a way to throw that interaction. But it doesn't really matter because there is a prism as well anyway, so we're going to have warp gate, we're going to have more reinforcements. Warp gate is not even finished yet for Alton, so I think we should be still cooking as Ledalix here. Oh, he even finds the Oracle. That's a nice sketch. Confirms that it is real as well. Should be making... Actually, doesn't even really... I mean, he really should make a battery. He can just pull everything over here, but it's probably just good to make a battery anyway, so we don't have to do that. But we're just going to leave a Stalker home. And we're going to load up into the main base, as we have only a single warp gate worth of defense. And that Oracle's going to get denied. And this is looking like it's going to be the end of OnlyCannons. As there's even a sentry for the swag field on the ramp. Misplaced it a bit, but they're stalkers, so they're too fat anyways. Forced to recall is Alton. We could easily just load up and go down to the natural here as Ledalix, but I think it doesn't matter really. We're going to bring the sentry up. I don't know why we're doing this one again. We could just have brought it right here and force fielded, and there's been literally no way to get down the ramp, but that's okay. All right, anyways. Ledalix being merciful, trying to make this game last as long as possible. Doesn't want to end the game, and so he will run back home. Okay. Oh, the Oracle. Blech! That move was stolen from the legendary Echo versus Revo series. Also true. We should get a recharge on this Oracle. I'm half surprised. I kind of get it because the revelation is kind of important to know if he's still holding you or whatever. But honestly, I feel like we should have been using that energy on a stasis ward. Because we really don't have things to defend right now. Nice force fields for Lethalix. We'll be able to segment one of those stalkers. Decent Prism Micro as well as the 2 Adepts getting into the main base, forcing the distraction, killing probes. Going for a pylon. Going for a second pylon. Instead of killing the units. Second Immortal arrives. Alright, there we go. I was going to say, surely this is going to end, but it was kind of looking like it was getting held for a second. But the second Immortal has hit the frontal push. And this looks like it's going to be GG Artosis. With nothing left, it's the beginning of the end. As NoMonkeMagic is full of magic today. Taking a 4-0 win against OnlyCannons. Excellently done. Whoops, I clicked the wrong thing. What am I doing? I want this. There we go. Boop. Excellent. So yes, very nicely done by Lethalix to get the 2-0 to confirm nice and early for his team the victory. We will still play out the final series because we want to still have everyone play and have everyone broadcasted, and also because map score is important in the end when determining the rankings. So we will still watch everything, but that is a victory in the books for NoMonkeMagic, going 2-0 to start off their season. And unfortunately, OnlyCannons dropping out 0-2 at the start. They'll have to catch back up in the later parts of the season. But there's always room to bounce back. But we'll still see what ends up happening in the rest of this cities. And so that's what we're going to do. So, on the bottom left-hand side, playing for NoMonkeMagic, seeing if he can bring it to a 6-0 for his team. It is the man, the myth, the legend, Cognite. On the top right-hand side, a newcomer to the league. Have not seen his games yet. Haven't really seen his presence in the server. However, I'm curious to learn. It is playing for OnlyCannons and not making cannons. It is Adaman. Also using the wrong team color. But it looks like it will be a normal opener for both. Alton, what's up, man? I thought you had your squad under control. How do we have a team called OnlyCannons and only one of your teams are making cannons? Honestly, this actually kind of all plays together, doesn't it? This actually makes plenty of sense. This is the team that spent over a week trying to think of a team name and a logo. And after all of that time, after literally every other team had submitted everything, could not think of a single idea and had to let literally like three other people in the community come up with the team name and the logo within 10 minutes. And that's where we are with their situation right now. Literally 10 minutes. It took 10 fucking minutes. It didn't even take 2 minutes for the name to be made. The extra time came for the logo. It took 2 minutes for someone else to come up with an incredible name with almost zero effort of thought. And this team could not do that in over a week. So, yeah, to be honest, it makes total sense why none of them are cannon rushing. And why they're not choosing the correct color. And why they're getting absolutely blasted out of this series. All respect. That was all said respectfully, of course. But it will be Sentry Stalker openers from both players. So we'll be getting into a more standard, normal opener. Cognite, not unfamiliar with this, obviously. This is what he does. He is a very standard player. So not surprised in the slightest to be seeing this from him. We'll be just going into Blink. We'll be going into third base and all that good stuff. Cognite is a macro monster. Loves to go for the standard build orders. Adamin, of course, is the big question mark. Not quite sure what's up with him. Don't really know what he does. Looks like he's also a favorite of the standards. We'll be going for a fast forge with this Twilight as well, which is a bit unusual, I would say. This is not something you normally see anymore. It's something that was a bit popular some years ago. Back when the PvP meta was a lot of Charge-a-Lot Immortal Archon styles, where you, once you saw that it was a macro game, really kind of had to slam down that forge as soon as possible to try and get your +2 timing window before anything else, as that was what a lot of the matchup hinged on. However, nowadays, the early forges are not exactly a necessity. Nor are they a favorite of many top-level Protosses. Going for an extremely quick third with the Forge and Blink as well. This feels extremely greedy from Adamin. Has not made too many units overall. Also using an overcharge on his Sentry already. Feels, again, a bit... I don't know. I feel like I don't know. We already have a bunch of Sentry energy. I feel like that could just have been gone towards one of the upgrades or probes or something. I mean, we have a shit ton of energy as well. Bit of a mismanagement of the economy, I think, from Adamin. But, again, this is pool 2, right? Yes, pool 2. So, obviously, everything's not going to be perfect, but just my thoughts. So we're going to see a Blink pressure from Cognite first to try and pressure this early third Nexus, as the Blink from Adamin is going to be quite a bit later, so there will be a timing window here for Cognite to abuse. Doesn't have any forward pylon or anything like from the first series, however, there's no battery either from Adamin. This is extremely greedy from him, going for Forge and Twilight together with a fast third, not even with a battery with it either. Oh, going for a Blink in the main, though, as Cognite. It's actually kind of cool, but it's unfortunately just barely missed time, so the Blink of Adamin will finish, and we're attacking a Forge for some reason instead of the probes as Cognite. I'm not quite sure the decision-making of this attack will then try to recall, loses a bunch of his Stalkers, and what looked like originally was supposed to be a pretty nice timing window to get some economic damage falls flat on its face as he just loses a bunch of his own units. A bit unfortunate there from Cognite, a bit indecisive with his target fire. Not really going for the correct things there, but I guess that still does leave him with a third base evenly timed, so it did kind of distract Adamin at least for some amount of time. Did not get his probe production fully under wraps during that moment, so that does allow Cognite to at least catch up on the economy. However, Adamin continuing to be a greedy little motherfucker, going for a very fast fourth base as well, seeing that he just defended the Blink Stalker attack, thinks that he is fully safe and fully capable to go straight into 4 bases, despite being on an incredible amount of gas as well. I'm amazed at how much gas he's mining, or at least how many geysers he's even made, while trying to go for this much mineral income so quickly. I don't know, it's a very, everything feels a bit out of whack, but we'll see if he gets away with it, because Cognite, again, is the one that's going up to a massive amount of gateways first. It's already on 6. He's going to have... Oh, wait, no, he doesn't have 8. Cognite also with a ton of gas. I'm kind of surprised about the amount of gas income happening in these games. Or just this game, I mean, from these players. So now we're going to try to do the same thing as Cognite, except it's over on the 4th base instead of the 3rd. And once again, Adaman is a little bit out of position. Doesn't have anything ready to prepare and defend, as there's no battery here whatsoever. Charge finishing up, though, for Adaman. And this is going to be just a target fire on the Nexus for Cognite. He's going to get away with it. We'll lose some Stalkers on the back end retreat. But I think that's going to be totally fine for him. He's going to have some reinforcements coming in. I think this is going to be totally fine for him. He's going to get blinked on a bit, but some decent micro from Cognite will allow him to stay alive. I don't think he really needs to take this fight, actually. The reinforcing sentries are going to make this really annoying with their Guardian Shield. And the +2 weapons finishing up as well is going to make this a bit difficult. Charge on the field, like I said. So this is going to now be up to Cognite to find a nice defensive situation. As his 4th base only just now starts during all of that. Still going to be behind. So he gets the cancel. He gets the kill on the 4th. But doesn't even have his own 4th ready. And will just have it later anyways. Also down in Forge upgrades. At least we'll have the defensive warping capability. So a bit of an overstep for Adaman right now. Not having a forward pylon or warp prism with this attack is extremely risky. And will have to run away. Tail between his legs. But I think he should be totally fine, seeing the fact that that 4th base is still so late. I think he should be totally content with just sitting back, knowing he's also got the upgrade lead, assuming he clicked on any of the units of Cognite, realizing that. He should be pretty happy about his situation. He's on 80 probes, getting Archons out. This is looking very nice for Adaman. I will say I would like a bit more map vision from Adaman. He is extremely blind. Very little map vision whatsoever. Some of these Zealots need to get spread around the map. At least putting a couple pylons out, so I do like that. But we do need some amount of vision. Cognite also going for the Observers without the increased vision range thing enabled, so that's also cool. Holy shit, Adaman. Probes, man. You don't need that many. Holy shit. We are making a lot of probes. Second Robo and Robo Bay coming down for Cognite. This could end up being a Disruptor War. And if you have not seen Pool 2 or lower Disruptor Wars yet, I will tell you, you are in for a great treat because god damn are they entertaining. Alright, are we getting an attack? I dislike Cognite's army in this situation. This is a fuck ton of Archons. However, I dislike this attack, setup from Adaman. I mean, we lost just a whole bunch of units there. We kind of just streamlined our Zealots forward without really anything happening. Bit of a Zealot counterattack going in the 4th base of Cognite, or sorry, the 3rd base. However, plenty of cannons and batteries will be able to dissuade this for now. Actually, the Zealot's getting on top of some of the probes somehow. Wait, we actually killed all of the Zealots. This is a bit awkward. Although a couple of Zealots from Cognite also finding their way into the natural. It's a fiesta. Both players ending at 80 probes after all of that. How the hell does that happen? Alright, it's time for Disruptors. So Cognite is supply blocked at 188. Oh, you hate to see it. Dude, is there anything worse than getting supply blocked at something above 170 supply? It feels so bad whenever it happens. It is the worst feeling in the world. You're in a fucking 12-minute macro game on 4 bases and somehow you have not yet made enough pylons to get up to max supply. Oh, it's the stupidest feeling in the world. It's a nice little arc for Adamant on the bottom of this ramp, but I don't think he needs to actually attack in. That's an insane amount of Archons. I actually dislike how many Archons he has now. At first, it looked like it was kind of cool, and he was going to have a nice, powerful army, but now this is just too many Archons. And once the Disruptors start hitting the field, these Archons are going to evaporate. You cannot micro them against Disruptors, basically, and you will be getting a lot of shots. They're basically like Thors. A single Zealot. Giga Chad energy. Dude, is that... And he clicked all the probes correctly, too, so it's not even gonna get distracted by the Zealot. It literally kills 5 probes on its own. That's such a fucking based-ass Zealot. Holy shit. The Sigma Zealot. Oh my god, Disruptors are hitting the field for both players. I am so excited. I cannot wait. Oh my god, Cognite's Disruptors are just sitting in the middle of the map. Oh my god, guys, are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for Pool 2 dodgeballs? I am so ready. Dude, there's literally nothing more entertaining. Cognite, please attack the probes, not the gases. Adamant is maxed, so he's literally shift-clicking Zealots from his main army across the map to deal with this harassment. He has nothing else. Alright. Let's get the Disruptors out. Come on, let's go. Let's see them. Let's see these balls. Show your balls. What do we got? I can't wait. Let's get these first Disruptor shots thrown out. The first one is going to land on some of these Zealots. The fifth base is going to die off. Unfortunately, does not blink enough of those blink stalkers. Oh, wait, blinks forward into the Disruptor. We'll be able to snipe it. A bit risky from Cognite, but very calculated. Another blink forward. We'll be able to snipe one more Disruptor. Very nicely done and managed by Cognite so far. Could also get the jump on this army if he was paying attention, but he doesn't quite realize that it's here. Could have gotten some huge shots as they walked down that ramp. Oh my god, a huge Zealot warp in, but a defensive DT setup from Cognite is excellent. But somehow this army has managed its way into the 4th, but it's going to get surrounded. But the Disruptor shot gets targeted in time. Cognite on point with these Oh my god, he disrupted his own army! Oh no, he tried to pull back the Stalkers, but unfortunately brought the Disruptor with it. Collateral damage, oh my god, but he looks like he's still going to have enough units to defend anyways, as the Disruptors will get on top of these Archons. As like I said, once the Disruptors are out, those Archons become essentially useless. And the defensive DTs are also going to go huge here for Cognite, as we do take a decisive win. Alright, the bank from Adamant is still extremely healthy. We are on actually not good upgrades. Cognite has eclipsed him at that point. Still good bank though. I still dislike how many Archons he's making. I'm not quite sure why we're actually making that many Archons. Oh, finds the DTs, but doesn't realize he found the DTs. Oh no, it was just an A move. Oh, that's unlucky. And we have no defense. It's a cannon, a single cannon. Oh my god, a warp in the main is gonna go huge for Cognite. Going for a recall. The army was on the right. We're now in the left. This is only half of his army. A terrible recall. The Disruptors do nothing. Focus fire. Oh, just not quite there, though. Adamant takes a massive shot to the face. Oh, my God. It's huge. But Cognite's still losing everything because he had no more units on the left-hand side. This drop didn't end up doing anything at all. It could have been ransacking the main this entire time. Oh my god, now a huge Zealot Warp is going to come from Adam, and the army size has now swung massively in his favor. If these DTs were just in the base earlier with a Warp in, he could have such little production this entire time, but unfortunately Cognite forgot about the Prism, and now he's been snowballed on as the Disruptor shots actually kill a shit ton of Adamant's own Zealots instead. But I don't think it's going to matter at this point. His army is just too fucking big, and his Warp in cycles are too on point. Adamant finally is going to break through and give OnlyCannons their first map win today. Saying, no, we are not going to get 6-0'd. 18 gateways is the count. Holy moly. Adaman finds the victory in the end. A very nicely done game. Dude, I told you, once the disruptors get out in these fucking matches, man. Oh, it's so entertaining. I love it. Last time Adaman also won their only map. Oh my god, I'm seeing a trend. I am seeing a trend. What the fuck is this GIF font? It's so funny. Oh my god, Adaman used the right color. Powgers. Alright. Bottom left-hand side, playing for NoMonkeMagic. Wants to clinch this with a 5-1 to give his team a nice map score after the second map. Or after the second week, I mean. It is Cognite. Top right-hand side, playing for OnlyCannons. We got Adaman. With their only win in this series so far. Can he make it 2? A 4-2 is not that bad of a result. If you're going to lose, getting a 4-2... it's honestly not that bad. Gives you a pretty decent map score if you can get if you at least get a couple of those. Obviously, you don't want to lose, but I mean, a 4-2 feels way better than a 5-1. A 4-2 feels like, okay, yeah, we just did the statistically most probable outcome. Whatever, that's fine. A 5-1 is just like, oh, we kind of got blasted. It just looks so bad when you. Oh wait, what? Talking about looking bad. What the fuck is this? Hello, Adaman? Was he blocked by the probe or something? That's an issue. As the second pylon also is up here. I mean, the third pylon, I guess, is gonna go here. Is the play? He could salvage it. It'll be fine. He'll put this third pylon here, and he can still get a battery on the low ground. It'll be fine. It just looks hilarious. The pylon doesn't have range? No, surely. No, it's plenty in range. It's right next to the ramp. This pylon radius, 100% guaranteed. It goes at least, like, right here. Yeah, okay, so this is the third pylon. It's fine. It'll be okay. It looked weird, but it's fine. He'll get there. Stalker Sentry openers for both again, so it's going to be a boring opener. Lame. Adaman keeping those units out of reach of the pylon. Recharges the sentry, doesn't use it just yet. You know you could just, like, shift-click the Phoenix around where the pylon is, right? You don't just have to send it over top the pylon. Anyways. His Nexus will be a little bit later, but this is overall a totally normal opener from both players. Again, like I said, we're going to take a little bit here before anything meaningful happens. So, chat, please talk to me and entertain me as we wait. Tell me how your day has been. Tell me what you've been up to. Tell me your thoughts about life, your hopes for the future, your maybe grievances of the past. All are acceptable. Here's the Forge again, quickly from Adaman. Well, again, only on double Stalker, double Sentry. No battery either. I believe he got the Scout, maybe. I think he did see there's a battery and also that there was Stalker Sentry opener, so he, I guess, decided to cut the battery. I kind of like that. Nice little play. Also, maybe just kind of knowing now what Cognite does, because Cognite never does anything fucking aggressive. So you can honestly just, you can abuse the shit out of that as a Protoss player in this matchup. You can really just, like, Cognite is extremely preppable. There's a lot of corners you can cut against someone that you know only goes Stalker Sentry Blink every game passively. Arden, stop. What the fuck? Adam has recovered you. I'm glad to hear that, Alton. Wow, Goblin, that is so unappreciated. Can I change my full pool 4 player? Honestly. You're going to make a baked ziti with meatballs for dinner tonight. Nice. All right, Stalker Pressure. Excellent, chat. Thank you for distracting me long enough. Stalker Pressure, yet again, there's no early battery. However, the Stalker count is actually not too bad for Adamant, but the problem being that the blink timing has yet again found its way into this game. So Adamant behind on the blink, getting out microed. Cognite actually can just kill this. He could just blink forward, actually. He can literally just blink on these units. There's no battery. Nice, actually, dodging from Adamant here, but I don't think it's going to matter because these still are 1 hit away from death, and we're just rallying units as Cognite. I think Cognite will be able to just equalize this and force this as a 5-1 scoreline. There's nothing. No battery still in the natural either. The greed from Adamant is actually getting punished, thinking that he was able to get away with it, but Cognite being aggressive at the third base finds his mark. You still need to make something. Making a battery at the third base is something you just have to do. You just have to do it. It doesn't matter if your opponent is someone that plays defensive. There's always the chance that they will attack the third base relatively early. And we just had the same exact situation in the last game too, so it's not even like that's something that's surprising from Cognite. It's just the first 3 or 4 minutes where he's extremely passive. So you still need to make the battery at the third base. You should just always do that. That's something that just, it's so necessary. You need to keep that third base alive, and you need some sort of anchor point to be able to do so. And that anchor point is the battery. And with that, Cognite will take the win, bringing it to a 5-1 scoreline overall. A bit of cope at the end there, but that's totally fine. I don't think it was that bad. Adamant leaves the game, unfortunately only able to get 1 on the board for his team. However, that is still much more to say than anyone else on his team. Seems like the magic was in the monkey today, as they do say. Yes, Azora, what's up? What? The way you said that... The way you said that was like... I was afraid that I messed something up this entire time. And yes, that is correct. That is correct. Zaun has in fact joined Vitality. And they didn't tell me that this was being announced today. So I am not prepared to retweet this or any or talk about this on Twitter. I didn't know this was happening today. That's hilarious. Okay, well, gonna have to go run and do that once we end the stream really quick. But anyways, a very nice 5-1 victory here for the NoMonkeMagic. We're going to go ahead and toss it over to our wonderful analyst desk as well, so that way we can break down some of those games and talk about them with a little bit more detail. And Mr. Revo was, I'm sure, extremely happy with what he saw. I don't know why I say that in particular, but I just saw him in chat a lot, so I thought he was enjoying his life. So, Revo, hello.
Hello, hello. I was enjoying the games a lot, but at the same time I felt like my subscription to OnlyCannons was actually falsely advertised. I was expecting cannons, but instead I saw more cannons from NoMonkeMagic.
Yeah, no, there are literally more cannons in that game, in that whole game. The Cognite Letterlix or Cognite that whatever series. in that first map than the entirety of the other team throughout the series. It's a good point.
Yeah, but like the first game was like, Reiki did some real nice mind games. I was like, wait, is this supposed to work? And I was like, no way. I mean, the ideas were pretty good from my pool 4 point of view, but the execution was on pool 7, as Alluton said.
Did he say pool 7?
Yeah, he commented pool 7.
That's sick.
And also, I was actually considering that we are gonna make some room in Gulag for Rake, and also, I mean, Rake needs at least a place where maybe Alluton as well if he wants to put himself in there as well. We're gonna need to do a public vote. Who's gonna get out? Is it gonna be Arkilo, Rimbo, or Boa?
Oh my god, dude! I can't even like. What even were those games in the fucking the first series? Like that was. If there was anyone deserving of being sent to the gulag, it was absolutely Rake this week. Because that first game especially was just really something special. I'm not quite sure, but yeah. What did you think? What did you think of that?
I mean, considering that you hire a cannoneer and they don't cannon, like it's the same as you're gonna hire an office worker who's gonna then go around cooking coffee and then going to shop after pastries instead of actually doing the office work. Like,
yeah.
You don't hire people like that.
Because I mean, Rake is so famous for the cannons as well, so it's like I feel like it would have fit in perfectly. I don't know.
Yeah, it's most likely that after this series, Alluton's team Discord is gonna have, the headline of a topic. After losing 2 series already in this spring split, we're gonna have the headliner as "With cannons, you could."
I'm distracted because Deadly Kitten is not here. Deadly Kitten has not undeafened himself, and he's not responding to my ping on Discord either, so that's very fun. So we literally only have Revo here right now. But anyways, you predicted a 4-2 as your scoreline originally, was that correct?
Yeah, it was 4-2, but I'm happy I didn't put my mini gems on the line this time.
Yeah, those mini gems, man, they're very valuable.
Yeah, I mean, I could sell them forward if I could, but I'm not gonna get a big dollars for those. Yeah, but in the second series, I actually liked a lot of Auto's example of how you're gonna cannon if you're gonna, except for that. Wasn't it so that he picked the wrong probe when he had the cage ready?
Yeah, he had 2 probes.
Like,
yeah, so the second probe was not making the cannon, so it was kind of late. But then he also made it in a spot that can't get like backwalled properly, so it didn't get re-walled in again. So then they were able to get on top of it anyways. So not really the best execution. And then the second game, he lost the high ground probe, so also not great.
Yeah, a bit unlucky on that.
Yeah.
But also, I kind of saw the potential for Allu at least to make a comeback in the first game, but in the second game, I loved a lot when Alex made the 2 robots with Emos.
Yeah.
That was pretty strong. Like, okay, these are the units I'm gonna make if I play PvP ever.
No, they're pretty. They're Giga Chads, it's for sure. I still can't believe that first game even ended up being a Luton's, like it was in a Luton's favor. Like after everything, I cannot believe that he ended up actually being ahead in that situation. Like there was no world where Ledalex should have been behind after that cannon rush, but he somehow managed it. But still got the win anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. But still, I'm amazed that the longest game we had today was after a failed cannon rush. So yeah, if that isn't PvP in the ATL for you, then I don't know what is. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was actually a highlight of a game in my opinion. Like I can actually see that the PUBG training that Alto is doing is paying off when he knows when he can go in for the aggro and when he can pull back. A bit unfortunately the Tempest when he couldn't snipe the Colossi, but it was a really close call.
Yeah, for sure. I did like the idea overall as well, but unfortunately I guess it wasn't meant to be. The other thing that's not meant to be apparently is Deadly Kitten in this post-match analyst desk, as he is completely AFK. So I don't really know how long I want to stall for him to get here, so I'm going to instead call it there. So, Revo, thank you so much for being here for both of the analyst desks. That's very kind of you. You were excellent, and I loved your input. Any quick closing thoughts from you?
Thanks so much for having me. I'm really grateful that I got to be here. It's not, I don't remember the word, but it's not as clear as it could be. Like, I can take it for granted. We had good games today and good casting as well from you Gemini.
Oh, thank you.
I hope you have a good rest of your week and take care of yourself because you're awesome.
Oh my god. Gas me up more. Thank you. Excellent. Glad to hear it. Glad everyone has been enjoying the streams and whatnot. But anyways, thank you, Revo. Feel free to sign up for more desks in the future. And yeah, we'll see you guys later, I guess. I don't know what's happening with Beth again, but yep. Bye-bye. All right. Deadly Kitten has left us, and I have left him. It is 5-1 for NoMonkeMagic at the end of the day. A nice series of memes, some honestly forgettable games, but, you know, sometimes that happens. Can't win them all. Can't have perfect matches every time, but that is what it is. As the cookie crumbles, they say. So, let's find someone else to raid. We will get some more StarCraft action in front of your eyes. And we will be back next week for yet another edition of the ATL for you. I'm super excited for more action. The spring split has been fun so far, and we're gonna get more next week. So I will see you guys then. Enjoy, and I will see you guys later.